what we'll do is when you get the mic, you can just come here and stand and introduce yourself. Thank you.
My name is Malik Mnela. I'm a freelance journalist.
My name is Timothy Kadida, coming from Capital Radio.
Aubrey Kusagala, Rainbow TV.
My name is Audrey Kapalamula, a journalist working with Times Group in Malawi.
My name is Emmanuel Chibwana for ZBS.
I'm Suzy Ochitete from Nation Publications Limited.
Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and we are happy that you're here and we welcome you here in South Africa. So what will happen is Prophet Shepherd Bushiri will give us a statement on why he called for this press briefing. Then after that, we'll open the floor if you may have questions based on what he will share with the nation of Malawi. Thank you very much. Let me hand it over now to Prophet Shepherd Bushiri. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Members of the press, I welcome you to this press conference. Feel welcome, and your presence is greatly appreciated and valued. My name is Prophet Shepherd Bushiri, and I am the president and founder of the Enlightened Christian Gathering Church International. I'm speaking to you this afternoon because, number one, I am a spiritual leader representing the voice of the church. From the John Chilembe days in 1915 to Catholic bishops in 1989, the church has always been instrumental in speaking out on issues of national importance. I'm only carrying the legacy. Number two, despite being in the diaspora, I am a Malawian. Not just a Malawian, but a Malawian citizen. I don't have any place I call home apart from Malawi. Therefore, I want to add my voice as a citizen. Why I have called this press conference? I have called this press conference because, as a Malawian, I am deeply concerned with the disturbing and shocking things happening in our beautiful Malawi. Just look around. Our streets are chaotic and business is coming to stand still. I have read about Jennifer Kanzati, a small-scale business lady at Bandilo in Lilongwe. She borrowed 5 million kwacha from a village bank. She went to China, bought clothes, and opened a clothing shop. In a week, even without making a single coin, she has lost everything to violence. I mean, she has lost everything. Who is comforting people like Jennifer Kanzati, who keep losing business, properties to violence? Which investor can come to a country where violence is becoming the order of the day? This is not on. Looking around, innocent lives are being lost. We just buried an energetic young boy in Karonga because of violence. Not only that, people are being hacked, beaten, and left for dead just because they come from different regions or they wear different political color. Is this the Malawi we want? This is not on. Our leaders appear to have vowed to continue disagreeing without an end. We are living in a state where our leaders have agreed to completely disagree, not to disagree, to agree. This also is not on. Fellow Malawians, is this the kind of Malawi we want? Is this the Malawi we are building for ourselves and our children? If you sit down and analyze the state of our nation today, you will discover that all of us are preoccupied with two things now. One, the ongoing demonstrations led by the HRDC. 2. The ongoing election case currently at the Constitutional Court. These two things have completely divided us. On one hand, we have a camp that supports the demonstrations, and regarding the elections case, they want to have a rerun of the May 21st elections. On another hand, we have a camp that is against the demonstrations, and regarding the election case, they want the Constitutional Court to dismiss the case. As we sit here, Malawi is completely divided nation. We are a nation visibly divided. In fact, it is this division that is giving me sleepless nights, and this is why I have been compelled to call for this press briefing to initiate a discussion with you, fellow Malawians. Let us look at this. Fellow Malawians, the Constitutional Court will be making its ruling sometime next month. But with the camps that have emerged in Malawi, how much have we prepared our people to accept the decision that the Constitutional Court will make? And that's the most important thing of this press briefing. We need to start asking ourselves and our leaders these critical questions. Are both camps prepared? They are subjects to respect the determination of the court at the end of the process? Would UTM and MCP accept the court's decision should it come out contrary to their joint expectation? Is MEC or DPP prepared to accept court's determination that shall nullify May 21st elections result? How are these concerned parties preparing their subjects for those possible outcomes? And I'm going to read this again, and I want this to be taken seriously. These are the questions that have actually made this press briefing to be here. Are both camps preparing their subjects to respect the determination of the court at the end of the process? Will UTM and MCP accept the court's decision should it come out contrary to their joint expectation? Is MEC or DPP prepared to accept court's determination that shall nullify May 21st election result? How are these concerned parties prepared their subjects for those possible outcomes? For brothers and sisters, let us not underestimate the power of the Constitutional Court's ruling on the peace of the country. Expectations are huge on both sides of the argument. But how are we managing these expectations? That's $1 billion question. I am certain and convinced that if we don't answer and deal with these questions today, I can assure you we are sitting on a timely bomb as a nation. I am here, therefore, to make a strong appeal to our political leaders to start preparing people in their camps to accept the court's transparent and incorruptible decision by the end of the day. Through this press briefing, I want to begin a national peace conversation that aims at challenging our leaders to begin a process of preparing our people of life after the Constitutional Court ruling. This is what I call a moment of collective reflection. Are we ready as a nation to accept the verdict and move on, or will not accept and have the current stalemate continue? In preparing our nation for the verdict, I am proposing the following 7 points. Point number 1, government has the Department of Disaster Management Affairs, which is also called DODIMA. And I know political strife is one of the disasters that DODIMA manages through preparedness and response. At this time, we need to ask what DODIMA is doing to prepare the nation on the political strife that will emerge after the Constitutional Court ruling. We need answers. To the ruling Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, we need to appeal to the leadership to start challenging and informing their people about the coming court ruling. We need peace today, tomorrow, and forever. And I'm certain that the DPP will champion this now. To the opposition, especially MCP and UTM, how much do the leadership discuss peace in their meetings and rallies? The leadership needs to start preparing their people, and it must be now. The international community, how much are they engaging with the political and social leaders in the country regarding the Constitutional Court, the court ruling in the offing? They need to be challenged to stand up now, not just after incidents have already happened. To ask the courage, how much in our sermons are we preparing our members with regards to the ruling in the offing? Do we just preach about heaven, ignoring the danger that we are about to face as a nation? This is the time the clergy must come together and lead the process of preparing our people. To the media, how much are we sensitizing and enlightening our people with regards to the coming judgment? Do we consider this a critical news story in our newsroom? I'm calling on the media in Malawi to begin this noble process. To civil society organizations, I want them to begin a national-wide campaign of civic education, educating people about how critical the ruling by the Constitutional Court will be and also the importance of accepting it. The CEOs must also aim at creating forums where all key stakeholders should convene through a national peace conference and deliberate these issues. Way forward. In conclusion, I want to reiterate that I love Malawi and I will do anything to be part of the process that protect and safeguard the interests of all our people. Malawians want peace, and I am here to begin a process that will ensure our people enjoy everlasting peace. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Prophet Shepherd Bushiri, for that captivating and most important statement to the media. Now, what we'll do is we'll open the floor. You may have some questions or some clarifications based on the issues that he has raised. So what we'll do now, I think we'll go by the media house. So I don't know, which one should we start with? If there are questions. Yes, Mr. Timothy Kateta from Capital Radio. So I think when he raises the question, you raise all your questions, then the Prophet will answer. So if there are other follow-up questions from other media houses not related to what you have asked before, so that we should move with time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prophet. Timothy Kadida from Capital Radio. You have actually come in to comment on whatever is happening in Malawi. My first question is, why today? And a follow-up question is, ndifuse mene nchichewa kuna kuti mene mwafotokoza mwana kuti nsonkhano cholinga chake mufuna mwapempha atsogoleri andale ku Malawi kuti aina kuwaphunzitsa anthu awo zakufuna kuti azalemekeze chigamulo cha court. Inuyo mene mwana kuti mufuna mulowerepo tena kuti mukhale mukafikira atsogoleri amenewa kanda andale kanda amipingo chifatana kuti mbuyo muzachitikapo makhanga kuti anthuwa agwizana kuti asagwirizane zikomo.
All right. Thank you so much. The question that has come to say that why today have you decided to make this call? We all understand as a nation right now in Malawi that we are on the process where there's a pending discussion that is taking place now of the court's ruling. And probably there might be a ruling closer, maybe this coming month or so. And this is the reason why I have made this initiation to call for the peace talk. This peace talk I'm calling for is an open discussion that I want to open, not for what is happening just now, but also to look at what's going to happen after the ruling. As I've said in my speech, to say it's not just about the demonstrations and what's happening right now in the country. I have seen that the demonstrations are still moving on, and I have seen until today the leaders of oppositions are not sensitizing their people. They are not preaching peace, and they're not preparing the people to accept any court ruling. The same with the government. I've seen they're not preparing their people in order to accept the court ruling. Therefore, when I saw that the academia in the country is doing nothing, saying nothing, the international community is saying nothing, and also the church is saying nothing, I felt compelled, though I'm in the diaspora, to make this statement, to say I am a citizen of the country, and I'm seeing our country that is going somewhere to the drain. We have seen quite for a long time where you see people from DPP side, the DPP cadets have been beaten several times, and we have also seen the demonstrators, people doing demonstrations, being beaten several times. But we have seen nothing. We have seen no one coming in and saying, let's talk peace in the country. And this is the reason why I have decided to, as a leader, to make a speech to say, we are one nation. You know, as I know in our country, Malawi, when we're in a bus or when anywhere else we meet, whether we're watching football or anything, we don't ask each other our political affiliations. We just sit together as Malawians. And what's happening now is not what I know my country, you know, of being. Recently, you can't see someone wearing a certain political color in the central region, and the same way you can't see someone wearing a political color, a certain political color in the, you see, the Lomwe belt. So I think the country is going somewhere else, contrary to our national anthem's prayer. If you see in our national anthem's prayer, there is a prayer which we say, keep this land a land of peace. So it is from that I've called this conference to start. You know, there are so many people in the country who, you know, they can also initiate this. Some have already started. And I want to thank those people who have started this. But why today? I'm answering on why today, because you see the brutality is not stopping. And our leaders are not preparing the people in terms of the acceptance of any outcome that is going to come. Because trust you me, any ruling, whether positive to this other side or whether negative to this other side, but in any ruling that's going to happen, I can foresee a very political problem that's going to rise in the country. So I think it's the right time for me to call for this conference now before calling for this when things are worse in the country. I think change can be done now. I think we're going to bring change in now. And Manifesto of Sulina Mchishewa, kuti kodi anthu amene wamwafikira bwanji kodi ilipo ndondomeko ina iliyonse mwapanga kuti mwafikire cholinga cha msonkhano umenewu umene tayitanisa lero kuti tiyankhule ku dziko la Malawi ndi chakuti tikufuna tisegule bwalo kuti ngati alipo aliyense mu dziko la Malawi amene aliso ndi malingaliro angati amenewa kuti mu dziko la Malawi mukhale mtendere tigwire limodzi ntchito imeneyi. Nchifukwa chake mu uthenga wanga ndakamba kuti asogoleri onse azipani komanso kayenda aboma kayenda osutsa komanso tonse amipingo komanso amabungwe osiyanasiyana tiyeni tikhale ndi kutsegulidwa kumeneku kuti tikambirane kuti kodi akazalengeza za zisankho kuti court apanga judgment yawo kuti zisankho zikhala motere kaya avomereza kuti kuchitikeso zisankho zina kaya atsutsa aku court. Tikuganizapo bwanji ngati dziko la Malawi tapangapo ndondomeko yanji ngati olamula boma kapena otsutsa boma anthu athu tiwakhonzeresa bwanji tikuwakuza zichani kodi azavomereze kapena azakane. So nkhani yakulu ndi yakuti chizachitike ndi chani akazalengeza zosatira za ku court. Pamene ine ndikubwerapo kuti tiyeni tikhale ndi mchezo wa mtendere kuti kodi tingapange bwanji kuti dziko lathu likhale pa mtendere. I think chofunikira chikulu chakuti tiyauze anthu athu kuti akhonzekere kuzavomereza zosatira za zisankho kaya zizatikomera kaya zizatikomera koma kuti dziko lathu likhale pa mtendere tiyeni tiyambe kuwakonzeresa anthu athu kuti kubwera zosatira za ku khoti pompano ndiye anthu amudziko athu la Malawi tikonzekere kuti kuzakhala chigamulo and chigamulo chimene chocho chizalemekezedwa chifukwa nchakuti dziko lathu la Malawi tikupanga promote mtendere. Mu national anthem yathu imayankhula kuti Mulungu atisunge kuti ikhale dziko lachani kodi la mtendere. So nkhani yakulu ndi imene yoyo kuwafikira kwake ndi kumene kuku tikupanga apa kuti tiyeni tonse sogoleri tonse udindo umene usi wa sogoleri okha komanso amipingo komanso amabungwe kuti tiyeni tikhale pamodzi komanso ndazipereka kuti ngati pakakhale pena paliponse pofunika kuti nenso ndikhale nawo pa gawo limene loro lakuti tikhale pamodzi ndi kupanga plani kuzachitika bwanji mtendere wako zakhala bwanji. Nchifukwa chake taitanisa msonkhano umene uwu kuti tiitane aliyense Malawi asogolose Malawi kuti tiyende kukonzeresa anthu athu kuti tisazakhale ndi tsiku loyipa pa tsiku limenelo. Zikomo kwambiri.
Msonkhano wathu kupitirira muliso mafuseni.
Zikomo kwambiri. Ine ndi Malik Mnela. Funso langa likukhudzana kwenikweni ndi mmene mwalankhulira komanso zimene mwalankhula. Kawiri utsogoleri umadziwika pamene pa dziko kapena kuti pamalo pagwa vuto. Mbuyo mu tinaona kuna gwanjala imene inabwera kamba kamadzi osefukira ndipo inu munathamanga kukapereka chakudya. Pamene munkagwira ntchito imene kunamveka kuti mwina inuyo muli ndi chikhumbokhumbo chochita ndale. Ndi apaso mdziko magwa vuto mabweranso kuonetsa utsogoleri wanu. Tinene kuti inuyo khumbokhumbo kapena lotenga utsogoleriwo lilipo.
Ndikambe chinthu ichi chofunikira kwambiri ndi chakuti I think Malawi panopato panili ndi ndale. Ndi chifukwa chake pakachitika vuto anthu amene kambiri amathandizirapo samakhala anthu andale, amakhala anthu ngati inuyo asitolankhani komanso anthu osiyanasiyana. Panopo I think ku Malawi anthu chimene akufuna si ndale. Mavuto athu ku Malawi si mavuto andale, ni mavuto anjala, ni mavuto aumphawi. So ineo uthenga wanga ndikamba panopo ndi wakuti tili ndi vuto mu Malawi panopo. Vuto limene lolo tilipanga address kapena ndikambe kuti tipeze solution yankho yakuti tipange bwanji kuti vuto lidani kodi lichoke. So chachikulu kwambiri chimene tapangisa songono njakuti tikambe za vuto limene lolo osati za ndale. Tikakamba za ndalezo ndi kuti tisokoneza kena kali konse kamene tikukamba panopo ka peace mtendere mudziko lathu la Malawi. Koma mene nakambira muja kuti ine sindile munthu wandale ndipo sindingakhale munthu wandale ayi. Nakamba poso nthawi nakenso 2015 anandifunsa funso kuti kodi mungayimilire yankhula ngati kuti ndili ndi ufulu wonse ngati Malawi kuyimira wa president ndipo palibe social ndi chingatereseso. Ndipo zokhaso zinthu zabwino kwambiri chifukwa chakuti 1 ndine wachinyamata ndikwadziwa mavuto achinyamata mu dziko. 2 ndine munthu wakuti Mulungu anatidalitsa kale ndi kunkhani za mabusiness ndi zina zoterezo. So Malawi imene ili pachamucha ikufunika munthu amene ali ndi maganizo au business kuti kodi ingayende bwanji dziko pamene tili pacha kupita soko dziko kuina munjiraso ina tingalisinthe bwanji kuti khale dziko lina losanthulika ngati Malawi. Koma si zimene zozo zimene ndapangira msonkhano uwu. Ndakamba kuti msonkhano uwu ndi msonkhano umene tikuitana mtendere mu Malawi. Pakachitika vuto tizibwera choncho ndikuzayankhulaso kuti pakhale mtendere mu dziko. Chimene msonkhano uwu taitanira kunoko nchakuti tifuna kuti ku Malawi kukhale mtendere, tikhale ndondomeko zakuti pakachitika vuto langati ilili kodi anthu tikwakonzekeretsa bwanji, ngati dziko takonzekera bwanji, komanso akazalamula chigamulo ku khoti kodi ngati dziko la Malawi talikonzekeretsa bwanji kuzavomereza mbali zonse kandi ko opposition kandi akuboma kuti azavomereze zosatira za chisankho. Khana yakulu ndi imeneyo. Ziko.
Okay, Mr. Chibwana.
Chabwino tinanga ndi amene Chibwana nena ndituka nthawi. Nimafani ngodziwa from the prophet that do you endorse or condemn the demonstrations as Prophet Bushiri. And also, I'd like to know, you said, in my business, as somebody who has something, Katindalama Joncho, Munindi Munaganizo Loti, and Tramene, Aunugidura Gatundu, Maringana Dima demonstration, Ameneo, Muna, Matandizeko, Ndiganga Jepe, Mene Mungawane, Padagaliban, Muna Mafusanga, Atrigai.
Okay. Yeah, another question. So your question is, the first question is...
do you endorse demonstrations or not?
Okay, let me answer that question before I take the next question. The first of all is our country, Malawi, it's not just a country. It's a country that will respect the Constitution. And every Malawian has a constitutional right to demonstrate. But I condemn, with big terms, I condemn the manner by which the demonstrations are taking place in the country. I support 100% the demonstrations that are happening in the country, and they should continue. They shouldn't stop. They should continue. It is their right. But I condemn what is happening inside the demonstrations. Trust you me, number one, the demonstrations, they are being called peaceful demonstrations, but in my opinion, they are not peaceful at all. To someone like me, and as I said before, I'm not just saying from the pulpit. I'm also saying as a citizen of the country, and this problem we're facing in the country is not a church problem. It is a political problem that involves all citizens, including myself. So I'm not saying this thing from just the pulpit as a man of God. No, I'm also saying as a concerned citizen. I've got family, I've got children, and also think for my future generation to say, where will they be? Trust you me, the demonstrations, I support them, and I think it's their right to do demonstrations. But my only plea, I'm pleading with the demonstrators and the leadership of the demonstrations to preach peace in their songs, in everything they're doing. Trust you me, they should carry the message of peace rather than promoting hatred. We don't want hatred in our country. I come from a peaceful country. You see, it's one of the most peaceful country, but I don't think now Malawi is being rated that at this point in time. Let us maintain our peace in the country. They should demonstrate the way they want, but let them preach the message of peace. That's what we need in the country. We have no problem with them doing any demonstration, but look, the message being carried in their songs, in everything else. My only plea is, please, Malawians, let us talk peace. We're demonstrating, let us demonstrate in peace. I don't think it's right to have people beaten. I felt so sorry for a woman who was brutally abused just because she's a journalist. She was a journalist, she was among the demonstrators, she was beaten. And not only that, another gentleman was beaten during that. And remember the woman also who, I think she works in government as, I think, a CID officer. She was among the demonstrators. She was on duty, trying to see who is causing rioting, looting the shops. She was on duty innocently. And when they discovered she was among them, she was beaten. So is this the Malawi we are looking for? Is this what we should say, peaceful demonstrations? And to make matters worse, no one apologized to this woman. Starting from opposition leaders, starting from the government, starting from the CEO's leaders, no one apologized. I thank, let me thank those who at least said sorry for the journalists who I think were beaten on the demonstrations. I think that was a good thing to do. But what about these women who have lost their goods? These men who have lost their shops, who have lost their money? No any political leader is willing to come out, just a simple word, we are sorry. It takes a great man to say, I am sorry. And all they need sometimes is just that word, sorry. But you see, unfortunately, very soon we're going to hear the people with government connections being compensated. You see, I understand Muli brothers, he was compensated. And I think this also, it belongs to anyone else who have lost their property. We have got people who have lost their property in Lilongwe, anywhere else. It must not be a political thing. Let it be for every Malawian. And I'm urging this, starting from the opposition leaders. Shockingly, we're having opposition who are also saying nothing about the people who are brutally abused. They are saying government will compensate, and the government is saying they will compensate. So at the end of the day, you see pointing finger this one is pointing finger to this one. And your question is, kodi mwapangapo chani? And that is also the question that I want to ask these leaders, both from the opposition and from the government. Kodi mukufuna ife tili kunja kuno, tibwere kuchoka kunoko ku Malawi iko to help with the people who are victimized? That's the question. Do you want us from diaspora to come and help the people in the country? No, I think that's not what's supposed to be done in the country. All leaders, you see, Malawi samafuna zinthu zambiri. Even ngakhale mawu kuti tikukupepesani, amakhala mawu akulu kwambiri. Kukachitika maliro, kasoteke kena kalikonso kapereka, koma mawu kuti tikukupepetsa, amagwira ntchito yakulu kwambiri ku Malawi. So I think we need to come to the senses. I'm calling for you, leaders of opposition, UTM, MCP, please take this responsibility. This is not a political issue. This is a humanitarian issue. This is loss of property. I'm urging all leaders to come in and try to find out how much has been lost. We know nothing about how much has been lost, how many people are affected. Nobody is thinking about those people, and that's not right for our country. It's not right. The government is doing nothing about it, and that's not right. And the leaders of demonstrations are doing nothing about it. But these are people which they need us as Malawians to stand with them. They are nothing. They are not Gen Answer. They are not. They are not the whatsoever. They deserve nothing but our love. Let us love them, and let us show that we care about these people, and let us come in as much as we can, whether we are leaders of oppositions, whether we are from the government, whether we are from the demonstrating part. Let us all come together and show them love. We shouldn't be pointing each other fingers to say, oh, it's them, oh, it's this one, oh, it's that one. I don't think that's what we need in the country. At this point in time, let us come together. Leave politics aside. Let us think umuntu. It's the most important thing right now. Amalawi okufunika umuntu. Kumakhala ndi umuntu kuti kodi anthu awawa amene aluza zinthu zawowa taganizira bwanji. Nzima amene anatenga ngongole, ndapeka example ya nzima yoyo opa bandiroyo amene analuza kena kali konse 5 million inapita. Anakula tinthu tochepa tinapita tonse. Anatenga ngongole, afuna bweze ngongole, ali ndi ana, ali ndi mafizi, koma tikupanga chani? Tunguloza nazala awa apereka ndi awa apereka ndi awa. I don't think that is a solution. Boma opposition demonstration iwa tose limodzi. Let us leave politics aside. Titenge ndale tizisiya uko, tikhale pamodzi kuti kodi anthu amene wawo athandizika bwanji. Koma ngati sipakhale kena kalikonse, then muona kuti anthu enake akunja amene sali mudziko enake mwina ngotheka ngati ifeyo tiyamba unomwabweramo kuti mwina tithandizirepo kapena mwina tipangeko motere kapena mwina tipange motere. So that would be the most thing I would just add up on that. Thank you.
Now also,
Can start again?
Okay, ndimafuna ndimvetsetse kuchokera kwa ino chifukwa mmene zikuchitikira m'dziko la Malawi pakadali panopa a opposition mbali ya boma ngakhala amene akuchititsa zionetsero ndi anthu amene ali wokhudzidwa in one way or the other, aliyense kwagwiritsitsa maganizo ake mwafotokozapo kuti mbali zonse zokhudzidwa zikuyenera zipeze njira yobweretsa mtendere pakati pa iwo. Koma ndimafuna ndimvetsetse kuchokera kwa ino kunena kuti mukupangapo chani, mwina mukuganiza zochita chani pakadali panopa pamene tikudikirira zotsatira za kubwalo la milandu. Mukupanga zotani kuti mwina mukumane kapena mulumikizani ndi anthu onse okhudzidwa alipo amene ndithu pakadali pano mwakumana naye kapena muli ndi malingaliro otani pakadali pano. Komanso funso langa lachiwiri, kudziko la Malawi kuli bungwe limene timati Public Affairs Committee limene ndithu lakhala likukumana ndi atsogoleri onse okhudzidwa makamaka pa nkhani ya zisankho. Kwa iwo kwambiri akulimbikitsa dialogue ngati ndondomeko imene akufuna ndithu amve mavuto ochokera mbali zonse ziwiri. Tene kuti mwina ndondomeko imeneyi itithandiza kapena mwini nokha mwakhalapo mwina kupeza mpata kukumana nawo kapena kuyankhulana nawo just to add value kumene pa zimene akuchita kuti mwina zisaphuleka anthu kutsogoloko.
Zikomo kwambiri choyambira nchakuti ndithokoze kaye kwa mabungwe amene akupanga ntchito yakulu kwambiri monga ngati the Public Affairs Committee PAC amene akhala ndithu akuyesesa kuti pakhale mtendere komanso pakhale ma discussion. Ndi limodzi la mabungwe amene mu Malawi muja pakadali panopo limene likumenyera ufulu wa mtendere kuti pakhale mtendere komanso zokambirana kumbali zonse. So ndiyankhule kuti chachikulu kwambiri ndi chakuti mwafunsafunsa kuti mwapangapo kena kalikonse. Step yoyambirira imene ndapangapo ndi imene iyi kupangisa msonkhano umenewu umene ndikufikira aliyense mu dziko la Malawi komanso kuitananso mabungwe onse komanso atsogoleri onse kuti tiyeni ndikutsegula mene akamba muja ndikutsegula bwalo la zokambirana kuti tiyeni tikambirane za mtendere mu dziko lathu la Malawi. Ineyo makamaka concern yanga si ya panopo yayi koma ndiya kuti kodi akaweruza zosatira za zisankho chizachitike ndi chani. Kodi Amalawi takonzekeresa bwanji kuzavomereza zosatira za chani kodi za zisankho. So nkhani yaikulu panopo ndi imeneyo kuti tiyeni ndikuitana amabungwe onse komanso andale onse kuti tiyambe kukonzekeresa anthu athu mu ndondomeko imeneyi. Cha namba 2 ndi chimene kuti monga ndakambiramu kuti after press conference imeneyi ndine munthu wokonzeka kukamba ndi wina aliyense komanso bungwe lina lililonse limene pakadali panopo nalonso limenyeraso ufulu umene kuti pakhale mtendere. Koma amene ndaonera ngati apaki komanso amabungwe ena nkhani yawo yaikulu kwambiri ndi ya mtendere wa panopo koma ndikukamba za mtendere umene uzachitike akazalengeza zisankho. Ndikuzani chilungamo kuti ngati izizi sizichitika kuti anthu akonzekerese kuzavomereza zosatira za zisankho mu Malawi muja muzakhala vuto lalikulu kwambiri komanso anthu enake pasiku limene loro tikhoza kuzakhala kuti ndithu aluza miyoyo yawo komanso china chake chachitika pa miyoyo yawo chimene ngati ine Malawi siningasangalale nacho kuchichitike. Ndi chinthu chakuti chikhoza kupewedwa. Kupewa kwakeko ndi ukuku kuti tiyambe kukonzekeresa anthu athu mu dziko amipingo andale amabungwe tonse pamodzi tiyambe kukonzekeresa anthu kuti zosatira za zisankho pa tsikulo zizalemekezedwe. Zikomo kwambiri.
Thank you, Prophet. My name is Obre Kusakala from Rainbow TV. Firstly, I have a follow-up question to what Malik asked earlier about your position politically. I'm looking at this scenario on the ground where, after looking at what you have done in the country, assisting people during hunger, and currently we also saw you donating a whole school project in the northern region of Malawi. Most people have been saying, why can't he come and fully participate in the socio-economic development of the country? What if there are calls that you should go help Malawians? You said politics aside, there is still need for a better Malawi, which can improve, which can be better, a better nation to stay in socio-economically. Are you going to consider their call to become a political leader, maybe standing as a presidential candidate? One, the second question I have, it's about the Human Rights Defenders Coalition, HRDC. Have you been able to talk to them? Because we are seeing things getting out of hand. And some people are saying this organization is being funded by the opposition. We don't know how true it is, but have you been able to reach out to them, to talk to them and ask them questions, and again, look at the dialogue on the ground? My last question is about what's your call to the law enforcers? Because currently, after demonstrations, we are seeing looting, as you have alluded to, and we're also seeing people being killed, people being hacked, etc., as you said earlier. What's your call to the police? Because it seems Malawians have lost trust in them. We don't have rubber bullets anymore. They're using live bullets. And currently, the MDF is the one taking center stage, making sure that they provide security to Malawians. What's your call to the police? Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to answer you this question in this way. Much as I've seen this question, the political question, is coming in and again and again. I want us to, put into remembrance of some great men of God of our past who played a very big role to their society or their nation. For example, let's talk about Martin Luther of USA. He was a religious leader just as I am, but he was a concerned leader for the social injustice that his people were facing. And I'm compelled to say to you that from that same spirit, you should consider me from that point, that I have that. I love Malawi. I'm so patriotic. I love Malawi, and I don't think there is any person who loves the country, more than I do. And I think this must be the saying of everyone. Everyone must be saying they love the country more than anyone else. So I'm proud that I love the country. That's why whenever there's an issue in the country, I always come out to help. I also put you in remembrance of a great man in our country called Reverend John Chilembwe, he was also a man of God just as I am. But he didn't like the social injustice that our Malawians were facing then, and he stepped out, and he was considered as a political, threat in the same regard. And I'm also saying from the same spirit that I love the nation, and I will not allow, and I'm putting this in strong terms, that I will not allow to see my fellow Malawians going through what they're not supposed to be going through. What we are facing in the country could be avoided. And I can see that avoidance of such type of nature or incidences could happen, but so much negligence in the country is taking place. So when we come out like that, you see, we're always considered as political threat. For example, I'm going to give you a good example, that each time I want to come in the country to do some charity, I'm always hindered, to a point whereby I was not even allowed to at some point in time to donate some maize, in some regions in the country, and I remember a certain time it became so bad that I began to fear for my own life by politicians. As I said, I don't believe in politicians. Malawians right now, they don't have a political problem. They have got a hunger problem, they have got poverty problem, and these are the issues we should be discussing. We should be talking about what are we doing in terms of hunger eradication, and what are we doing in terms of poverty eradication. So when I came to Malawi to do some of the donations, I faced a lot of political resistance. Trust you me, I think, to my own opinion, the leaders of opposition by now, they should be talking to people like myself who love the country, who donates, I feel they should be saying, we know you're doing for the country, for the love of the people. Not only me, there are so many people, so many people in the country who must be approached by the leaders of opposition as well as by the government, that you are doing so much things. I've seen so many people in the country who are helping in the country. I've seen so many organizations who are helping in the country. It's for the people. But what I've seen is, there are even politicians who are scared right now to talk to me, to say if their bosses will know they're talking to me, it will be a big issue. But you see, they're looking for help in their constituency. They're looking for the help in their ward, but they're scared. If we talk to you, if our leader will know that we're talking to you, it will be a big issue. For example, I had some leaders, I invited them here from Malawi. Others are from parliament, others are traditional leaders. I called them here. I had a meeting with them here, right here at my hotel, where I said to them, well, I want to do some work for your people. All right, I want to do some work for your people. I want to donate things. I want to help. You see, a few days later, I began to receive phone calls where I was being told it means you want to start a party. It means, I said, come on, can we leave these politics things aside? This is not about a political party. This is about charity. It's about helping the people. It's about thinking for someone in the village who has slept without food, with a hunger. So I think to answer you is, I face the same type of mentality where every person in the country would, confuse a person who is a humanitarian with a politician. And I think one time I also said this, to say, if I would come to stand as a president, I wouldn't stand as a politician. If that could be, all right, which is not like that. But if that could be, I wouldn't think of being a politician. I would think of being a humanitarian, which I am. and do it from a humanitarian point of view and help the country, but not the political type of approach. I wouldn't. So if you ask me if I would stand as a politician, or I would say no. But if you would ask me to say, would you be a humanitarian in the country? My answer would be yes, because our country right now needs answers than politics. So that I'll answer in that way. Secondly, I'll answer you on the issue of police. I think this is one of the greatest concerns I have right now in the country. That's why I said, how prepared are we for the election? If right now police can't manage a small demonstration that is taking place by the HRDC, the question must be, what about that day? What's going to happen after the ruling? That must be a question. This is why I'm calling for the President of the Republic of Malawi, the leaders of opposition, that let us come into an open discussion where we should provide civic education to our people to accept any result that's going to come from the Constitutional Court that's going to help our country to move forward. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's about a nation. It's about the country. So let us put our personal self-interest aside and put the interest of the nation forward. So I think on that, I would really say and urge the government to really enforce and empower the security agencies in the country so that we have got enough security, as I said before, that to ensure and enhance safety and security and peace in our country. About the HRDC, you asked me a question if I've ever approached them. I would say yes, I have approached them, and they said to me that they have no any problem with anyone. According to what they said to me, they said they're open for discussion, they're open to dialogue, and they're open for any contact that is supposed to be. So I think they're standing in a better position, because if they agreed on a little conversation I had with them, they said they're open for discussion. So I think they are not as bad as they're being painted. There are people who can be approached. There are people who, from what I saw when I was talking to them, they are approachable people. Peace can be initiated through them as well. So I think, yeah, I would say I've spoken to them, and they are willing to end the discussion.
Okay, we are still continuing. I think we'll take the last two questions because we all have issues of time. But again, the point that is raising is about the aftermath of the court ruling. And I think that's the key issues that we need to address. And I think all the questions will still revolve around that. Thank you.
Thank you, Prophet. Susie Ochitete from Nation Publications. I've got two questions. I'm glad you have mentioned that you've engaged HRDC. The reason why these demonstrations are held is to force the chairperson for MEC, Dr. Jenansa, to resign. The violence associated with demonstrations aside, do you agree with this call? The second one, again, I'm back to the political question. Before elections, you are on record to have said if you were to vote, you'd certainly vote for a DPP candidate. That was then. Elections have passed. Do you have any political association, apart from ambition of wanting to stand, which you have disputed? Do you have any political connection? Because we hear a lot. Some say you were funding or supporting DPECO. I just want you to come on record. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. The question of Jen Ansa resignation, if I'm supporting the demonstrations for her to resign, the answer is yes and no. I disagree and I agree. That's what I can answer you on that. So I disagree and I agree, depending on the consequences. Sometimes we may say she must resign, but are we seeing the consequences of that? Or we may be saying she must not. So are we seeing the consequences of that? So I'm yet to find out from my team or from the legal experts in the country to say what are the consequences. So if I can have an answer to that, then I can make a decision to say whether I agree for her resignation or not. So at this point in time, I'm like those who are saying it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. So I've answered on that one. The second thing I've also said, I made a statement that I would support the DPP government. Trust you me, I would say, I made that statement because I knew that, how the elections would happen. I knew that the opposition would make it because You know, right now we are seeing, you know, a smile face between the MCP and the UTM. When I saw that these two people go in parallel sides, I knew that, you see, there's no interest for the country. That's why I made a decision to say I would vote for DPP, because if these two people had come together, then I think my mind wouldn't be saying I would vote for DPP. I would therefore consider my decision. I would say I would vote for these guys. But when I saw that division, I knew that that's actually already calling for, you know, for failure. Because as a country, we need to stand together. If we want to have a collective decision that must have the power of the people, then the people must come together and move forward together. But if there's a division, as I'm speaking to you right now, I have seen them together, the MCP and the UTM. It's amazing, wonderful. When I saw it, I was like, wow, this is what we need. But the question is, if they can say, let there be a rerun tomorrow, trust you me, they'll go different ways. So if you ask me again at that time, who do you vote? I will say I'll vote for DPP. You see, because if they would say they would go together, then I would reconsider my decision. But the thing here is, there is so much love of power, you know, than the power of love. Our country, I think we must understand so much the power of love than the love of power. So I said that statement because I'm a person who I want to see our country moving forward. And I know divided, you know, we fall. Together we stand. So until and unless, and I'm repeating this, until and unless these leaders can come together, then that can even convince people like myself and so many people out there to think otherwise. But where things are right now, it doesn't make sense to be uniting when we've already, you know, lost something. It doesn't make sense. You know, and I'm repeating this, that if you leaders, I'm saying this, if you're watching me, if you have that same spirit, if the ruling will be to your favor, and you're going to have the same spirit of saying, you know, we go different ways, then you will betray the whole country. This is what I can say to you. You will betray the whole country, and trust you me, I don't want to be part and parcel of the people who betray our country. You see, I'd rather make a decision that will make me think, I think these people are united than these people who are having, you know, they only meet when there's a problem. It's not nice, you know, to be uniting when we have got a common enemy, which is a human being, than uniting when we've got a common enemy, which is poverty, which is hunger. You see, I've never seen this happen, where MCP, UTM, they had a rally discussing to say, what can we do to eradicate poverty in our country? What can we do to eradicate this in our country? It's like they're all saying, when we become in power, we eradicate it. We don't need that now. Malawians don't need that. No. Malawians, they need people, leaders who can be addressing these issues today, not tomorrow. We need leaders who can say, these are the things we're putting in place now. We are doing this thing now. We don't need a lot of money to be given or a lot of assistance to be done. You see, I'm against you politicians, and I want you to know this. Why? Because kodi njala ku Malawi yatha chifukwa chakuti nthawi ya kampeni mapereka zakudya mu mizimu, matisheti zitenje, kungotha kuvota, matisheti aja mwasiya kugawa, nsalu mwasiya kugawa, chakudya mwasiya kugawa. Kodi njala ku Malawi yatha? Ili ndi funso limene ine ndili nalo ngati humanitarian person, kuti kodi ku Malawi kuja panopo mpene kuli njala kwambiri, koma ngati andale onsewa asiyano kuthandizano anthu. Leka ntoyankhula kuti mutilole ife a humanitarian amene timakhala ndi mtima othandiza anthu tigwire nanu ntchito limodzi. Mutenge ndale musiye pambali, kaya ndino MCP, kaya ndino a UTM, kaya ndino UDF, kaya ndino a DPP, mugwire ntchito ndi mabungwe komanso anthu aliwonse amene afuna kuthandiza anthu ku midzi. Museke ndale patsogolo, ikani anthu anu patsogolo. Tikambirane dziko lathu la Malawi tilipanga move motani. Zikomo kwambiri.
Okay, we are taking the last question. Then after that, he will make the concluding remarks. Thank you.
A prophet funso langa ndilokhudza kwambiri chikhulupiriro. Monga tikudziwa kuti dziko la Malawi ndi pachauta, tikuona kuti ngakhale pakuyesetsa kuti anthu agwirizane, mnanenaso pakulankhula kwanu kuti anthu agwirizana kusagwirizana, tinene kuti na malenga walitaya dziko la Malawi.
Okay, ndikambe chinthu ichichi mungosindikizapo. I think ndimalize kungoyankha yawawa pafunso lawo lakuti kodi mapanga support DPP munafunsa choncho eti funso lanu munga ndakambira muja kuti si choncho koma ineyo sindine munthu wandale aliyense kandi a MCP kandi a UTM kandi a UDF kandi a chani munga ndakambira muja ndi chinthu chabwino kwambiri kuti tigwire limodzi ntchito ngati Amalawi titenge ndale tizisiye pambalipo ndipo ndikudziwa kuti Malawi muja panopo anthu ambiri tatenga ndale kwambiri kuzisiya pasogolo kusiyana ndi dziko limene lolo chiopsezo chachikulu kwambiri ngati dziko latenga anthu andale kwasiya pasogolo kusiyana ndi dziko pamakhala vuto lalikulu kwambiri. So ineyo yankho langa lalikulu kwambiri ndilakuti our opposition nawonso azikhala ndi chikhumbokhumbo chakuthandiza anthu awo madera mwawo, and ili ndi pempho langa kwa opposition onse kuti khala ndi chikhumbokhumbo chakuthandiza anthu anu mu madera anu. Chonde ndikupemphani, ineyo ndine munthu mmodzi amene adusa mzinthu zazikulu kwambiri zoopsa kuchokera ku DPP government. Anandipangapo bani ndikumbukirapo nthawi yake ndimafuna kukatenga certificate yanga ku sukulu anandiletsa a DPP. Ndikumbukirapo kuti nthawi yake ndimafuna nditere kukalonga kuti ndikapangeza chakudya koma ndinakanika mpaka napita ku Tanzania a DPP. So ngati wakhale munthu amene ngakhale ndi nkhani yayikulu yodala ndi DPP ndikozokhala ine chifukwa kuti machinery yonse ya DPP palibe munthu amene matani naye ndimayankhulana naye kuti mwina kapena iwowa ali ndi kubana ndi DPP. Mukudziwa kale Amalawi ambiri kuti a DPP akhala kulipanga zinthu zoopsa kumbuyo konseko kwambira media kwambira kuchani koma monga ndakamba muja kuti ndikamaona zonsezo ndimaona so kuti kodi awa ineyo ndikhale ndi hatred kapena chidani ndi a DPP parali panopa ndamene akulamulira ndi iwowa, komanso ndakhaso ndi chidaniso nda opposition parali panopa iwowa ali ndi anthu amene akuyembekezera kuti ngutheka kusogolomo akozokhala asogolera athu. Kodi chithandiza chani ku dziko lathu la Malawi? Ndenasankha mtendere kusiyana ndi chani kodi kusiyana ndi kuti tizikhala ndi zomalimbana ndi azipani chani. So mosankha mtenderemo ndimaona nakambamo kuti kuli bwino ndilimbikitse chinthu ichi kuti tengeni ndale tisiye kumbali tione dziko lathu la Malawi tithandiza bwanji. Zikomo kwambiri. Your question?
Na fusa kuti monga dziko la Malawi lomwe limakhulupirira Mulungu ndikomanso ndilopa Mulungu, tikuona kuti anthu sakugwirizana ndipo agwirizana kusagwirizana ngakhale kunena ndi kwambiri kucha munatsindikaso motero. Ndeni mati tinene kuti padakali pano chauta walitaya dziko la Malawi.
Funso limene lolo ndiliyankha motere kuti Mulungu amakonda Malawi komanso Mulungu sangatitaye ngati dziko. Ine ngati mtsogoleri wa mpingo ndikamba kuti ngutheka kuti ngati Amalawi tili munyengwene yake imene aliyense pano mu Malawi akufuna kusintha, akufuna change palipo mu dziko la Malawi. Aliyense akufuna, you see, nikozolipanga compare dziko la Malawi panopo ndi 1993 pamene anthu anatopa kuti tatopa tikufuna change. So panopo Malawi muja ndi gulu la anthu imene kufuna chani, likufuna zinthu kuti zisinthe. Kale funa lisinthe mu boma momwemo, kale funa kuti kubwere boma lina, koma panopo Malawi aliyense akufuna chani, akufuna change, akufuna zinthu zisinthe ku Malawi. So singambe kuti chifukwa cha mtima umene wawo nditikambe kuti Mulungu alitaya Malawi ayi tisakambe zimene zozoya sizigwirizana. Nkhani ili panopo siya kuti Mulungu ataya Malawi kapena Mulungu apanga chani. Zinthu izizi nizakuti tikhoza tokha patokha ngati Amalawi ndi kudzera mu asogolera mipingo komanso asogolera andale komanso amabungwe tikozokhala pasi ndikukhala ndi ndondomeko yakuti kodi akalamula kapanga chigamulo funso ndira kuti tikukikapo ndondomeko yanji. Ndipo ndifuna ndisindike chimene chichi, sindifuna kuti mafunso apange kuti tikhale ngati upanga divert reason imene apangisa sonkhano umenewu. Ineyo ndikukapa emphasis yakuti tapangapo ndondomeko yanji ngati Amalawi akazagamula constitutional court kuti meki kayaloza mulandu ndi iboma laloza mulandu kapena opposition awina mulandu kodi ngati ife anthu komanso asogoleri tayikapo ndondomeko yanji yowakonzekeresa anthu athu kuti azalandire kapena kuvomereza chigamulo nkhani yakulu ndi imeneyo nkhani apapase kuti mulungu ataya Malawi kapena mulungu apanga chani ayi nkhani ndi yakuti ife ngati ndi udindo wathu ngati anthu amudziko kuonesa kuti pakhale mtendere mu dziko la Malawi ngati asogolera amipingo ni udindo wathu kupempherera dziko la Malawi koma kungolipempherera chikhulupiriro chopanda zintchito ndi chakufa ntchito zake ndi zakuti tiye tilimbikitse mtendere mu dziko la Malawi kuti mukhale mtendere ziko.
Let me thank you again, our journalists who came from Malawi to attend this press briefing. I think the Prophet has clearly said the motive for this press briefing was to prepare Malawians to start thinking about what will happen after the Constitutional Court makes its ruling. He's interested in calling for leaders to see what are the mechanisms we are using to ensure that we are preparing our people so that when the verdict is done, we don't see the escalation of the violence that we have seen before. That has been his main point, and that is the message that he wants Malawians to start talking and discussing on that issue. Perhaps he might have the concluding remarks just to cement what was the main motive of this press briefing. So I think he will just conclude in the few minutes. Thank you.
In my conclusion, I would like to advise the DPP government. Don't regard the demonstrators as fools. Do not underestimate the number of fools in large numbers. The people's voice cry must be heard. And my advice to the leaders of opposition, I may sound ignorant, but listen to others, and even the ignorant have stories to tell. Thank you.
Well, that was Prophet Shepherd Bushiri addressing the press. I'm Chisomo Mwenye. Keep watching Times TV.